How's it going, Sha?
Not bad. How are you doing?
I'm good. I had to have a convo with my son this week. Um, that every man has to have with their son at some point. Um,
Uh-oh.
he his school had pajama day. Uh,
Okay.
like,
Okay.
it's eighth grade. So they're doing like silly bonding activities. Cool. I'm into
Mhm.
it. He normally wears jeans. This is his first time wearing like that kind of fabric out, and I had to talk to him. I was like, "Yo, my man, you got to put like basketball shorts under." He did not understand. I had to like really walk him through it. I was like, "Listen, it's just a weird, it's just a part of growing up."
It's a weird time in your life
Yeah,
you're getting ready to embark on.
yeah. So the penis can't be out there like that. You got to cover it a
Uh-huh.
little bit.
Right.
Uh, so I told him I was like, have you heard people talk about like the joke of like girls not liking when their boy wears like gray sweatpants and like displaying too much? Like, yeah, I was like, and I was like, do you understand what they were talking about? He's like, no, not really. I was okay. Same idea.
Oh, Lord.
Uh, you know, uh, but yeah, like my son doesn't get like subtle cues. So like, me and Gabby went shopping for his PJs, and on
Mhm.
the drive to the store, I was telling Gabby, hey, like, you should probably talk. We should probably talk to him about the penis situation if he's gonna be wearing PJs at the school. Because he always goes to her for stuff.
Right.
So I wasn't expecting to have this convo.
Mhm.
So she was like, I don't think we need to talk though. Like, honey, I'm 100% sure we need to talk about this.
Yeah,
Like,
we don't I
we
mean, unless yeah, we kinda don't know how you deal with those things. So, yeah,
yeah, I
I
was like,
I can see why she'd be like, "Why?" But
yeah, I
okay.
was like, she's like, I was like, was that ever an issue? I was like, I grew up in a different era. Like all my clothes was oversized. Nobody saw any of my stuff.
Right.
And that's why the sweatpants thing became a thing. It's the only time it was visible.
Mhm.
But he's not wearing like an oversized shirt
Right.
over these PJs.
Mhm.
So just put it out there. So she's like, okay. So when we get back to the house, um he and his sister were like having a snack, and Gabby just announced like, hey, your dad has to talk to you. And Aiden doesn't know how to like drop something. So like he was like, what about? And I was like, we'll talk about it later. He's like, but what could it be? I was like, it's a guy
But
talk.
what could it
Yeah.
be?
He just starts like he starts trying to break. He's like, what is it? Guy talk? He's like, we gotta have a guy talk. I'm like, yes, Aiden, we'll have a guy talk later. He's like, nah, I didn't do anything. Why are we having a guy talk? And I'm like, homie, I'm trying not to talk about this right now. We're about to have family dinner. Can we let this go? Talk about it. He's like, I got no problem letting it go, but like, I didn't know
No,
what I did.
oh, man. Oh,
He
boy.
keeps drilling it. And I'm like, yo, bro, we'll talk about it later. But they both like finish dinner and they go to their rooms. And before I call them out, like Michaela comes out to use the bathroom, and like so we wait for her to go back to her room. And when she's walking out of the bathroom to go to the room, she like stops and like she looks at us. She's like, I gotta talk to him about something about his penis, right? I'm like, yeah, why? How'd you figure that? She's like, I don't know, but like, anytime something sex related comes up, y'all like sit us down one by one. So I figured it's something sex related. So yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's either sex, penis, or something. Because otherwise, why would you be involved? And I was like, I'm kind of offended.
Wow.
You know,
Like, there's no reason for you to be here
yeah, like what do
unless
like
it's something very boy-like. So,
yeah, like
it
this
must
is
be
your
his
department.
penis.
Yeah, so she was like, I figured it was penis because you're doing it and it's not mom doing it. So I was like, okay, I'm impressed with your reasoning.
Hey,
But
man.
yes, go back to your room and we'll have this talk. And I brought Aiden out, and as much as I give him props, he's mature and I'm proud of him. He's still a little kid. So he was very, very awkward. He's never seen me say penis as much before.
Well,
So
no one likes that.
Yeah.
Like, there's no level of comfort, or I don't think there's any age. My mother said something to me. She started to say penis to me, and I just went, no. And I was a strong in my 30s. I was deep in my 30s. And I was like, no, no,
Not happening.
we're not doing, I'm not one of your little friends, mom. I'm not one of your little friends. You don't talk to me like that.
But yeah, we got through it. We had an awkward talk. But we bought him some like baggy PJ pants and like a shirt with, it was like green and black, that striped PJ look. And we
What,
got
like
him
a button down, the button?
just the PJs, the pants. I
Oh,
didn't get him the
okay.
whole outfit. For the top, we got him he's into Star Wars, I think it is. So we got him
Hmm.
the, what's the green guy that talks like weird English? Um
Yoda.
Yoda, that dude. He was on the shirt. I don't watch those things. I don't know the names like that. But I got that guy on the shirt,
Uh-huh.
and then he still has little kid moments. So he wore, Gabby told him it was cold. She said wear a sweater, and he left the school before we saw what he had on. So he put the stuff we told him to, but he
Hmm.
also put on a Ninja Turtle robe that fit
Absolutely. It's
him.
PJ day.
Right, it's PJ day, but the Ninja Turtle robe, uh, for real, fit him when he was like 7. Okay, like today, it's supposed to be a full length robe. The
Hmm.
arms come up to like his elbow.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay, your boy's got style.
he pulled it
He's
off.
committed to theme,
He was,
and it's stylish.
yeah, it was a good like green little look. He was cool.
Mhm.
He came downstairs. He said he took one of my sneakers. He borrowed some of my pennies, and he was out there.
Wait, some, oh,
He
your
borrowed some
penny
of my
sneakers. I
sneakers. Yeah,
thought
because
you
I had
meant
a pair
literal
of.
pennies, and I'm like, why does he need pennies? But I see.
But
Okay.
yeah, he was killing it at school.
Mhm.
And he's like very happy that his penis was not on display. He said,
Good
"Yep,
for
that'd have been
him.
weird." I was like, "I
Yes,
agree.
that
I'm glad we covered it."
yeah, yeah.
You know?
Now he will be, well, not painfully aware, but more aware.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
That's
Cause like
all.
it's like it's something that comes up like when I was in furniture sales, we had to wear suits, you know?
Mhm.
And one of my coworkers, one of my like, he wasn't my direct report, but he was one of my peers' direct reports in the adjacent store.
Mhm.
Um, he showed up in a very tight suit one day,
Mm.
and a lot of coworkers came up to me like, and it was interesting hearing different people describe how they could see this dude's penis through his clothes. I just thought it
Uh-huh.
was great. They were my favorite was we had this British sales rep, and she came in, she was like, Gastor, Charles's pants are very flattering, you know. Uh I am highly informed on why he is very busy on the weekends. Very happy for him. Yeah, it was so fun. Like I had a blast that day. But yeah, I had to talk to a dude like, yo, listen, you can't wear clothes that tight, and I had to like write that up. Like that was like
Yeah.
I had a document talking with somebody about their clothes showing too much of their penis.
Well,
Um, and
man.
yeah, you don't know that that's where your career is going one day.
No, you
Uh,
don't, especially, if that's nothing you've really trained for.
nah,
Yeah, you don't know, like, if you have a kid, at some point you'll have to have some sort of talk, but when you are trying to sell furniture, you don't realize that you also have to have, some sort of talk,
yeah.
and you have to be careful with your words, in both cases, in different ways, so you don't traumatize people. Um, that's very funny.
Yeah,
Man,
good
what a
times.
oh, geez. Hey, do you remember, did when you were in high school, was there a pajama phase of high school? Was there a year where wearing pajamas was, like, in?
Yeah,
Okay.
for
I
sure.
wonder if that's just like a a thing that happens in high school or if that's like a fashion moment and some people miss out on it and some people get it. Because when I was in high school, I remember there being like a fad of wearing like full pajamas, like the
Yeah.
button shirt, like the Dick Van Dyke joints, like 50s style, you know. And then and that seemed to be mostly with the black kids because then they would completely swag it out with like, you know, beaded necklaces or uh, yeah, a lot of African medallions with those pajamas. And, you know, like, you know, just a lot of Gumby haircuts with the full pajama kit. And then, you know, the principal was like, "No pajama pants." And so they would just wear the shirt, with things with like the little piping on it or whatever. But I just remember hearing like certain teachers just in a tizzy that students are wearing pajamas to school and how could their mother let them leave the house in their pajamas, and I'm like, do you think they're sleeping in these things? His pajamas have a crease in the pant, so no, we're not ironing our pajamas. These are outfits for the
Yeah.
day. But these teachers just swore it's so disrespectful to just come here, roll right out of bed, and come to class. It's so and I'm like, I don't know. Some of these kids have been on a bus for an hour to get over here.
Real
You know?
talk.
So
Whatever
maybe
gets them in.
maybe this is what they want to do. But I just remember it being so ridiculous, because
I
it really did look good. It was a very
Yeah,
stylish it was a nice little it was a
and
nice
it was comfortable.
ensemble,
Yeah,
very
it was
comfortable.
comfortable. I loved it. I love that era because like PJs, if like you're getting like the traditional PJ look,
Mhm.
they're like such specific color combinations that like
Mm,
if you do something dope with the outfit, it's fire. Like it's because
yes,
it shows effort. Like, you know, it's not
right.
like an easy thing to match it, you know? And I get it, you know, they're made for no one to see, essentially. Right? Like those are not,
I mean, I guess so, but I mean, like,
but
you
they
know, a
eventually
lot of
became that.
baby blue, a lot of pastel colors, you know?
Yeah,
So if you can do something with that, you know, like, I don't know, it's a way of putting together an outfit without, like, spending a lot of money, you know? It's all in one pack.
yo, done deal.
Just
Shopping
yeah.
finish.
Yeah, it's all about the accessories. You learn how to accessorize when you have a canvas like that. I don't know. I was for it. I didn't do it. Oh, my mother would have had my head. There's no way she would have let me go out in pajamas. But so it wasn't necessarily my scene. But I enjoyed it when I saw it and I thought it was
Mm.
bullshit when people were like, "No, you can't do that." And now I think uh uh, then there probably was there a crackdown on wearing basketball shorts to school? Because I when I was in high school, basketball shorts were like, uh, coochie cutters. They were very small. No one was wearing they were not big. It was a lot of leg. I was seeing a lot of leg
See,
from
I had the opposite
basketball.
issue. I when we wore basketball shorts, they were too big.
Mhm.
So like for example, the basketball team, like they got into trouble for like ordering sizes that were too huge. And they had to like they had to like reorder everybody's pants to sizes that fit.
I mean,
And
they
that
were
was like a
already
whole thing.
cut big by then, right?
Yeah, like by that era, that was just the norm. Like everybody
Yeah,
had oversized clothes, but we definitely like overdid all that stuff.
right.
Um, I was big on windbreakers.
Hmm.
So I did that era. I got like a similar advantages to the what the PJ outfit era offered. A lot of comfort, funky colors. So like
Right, right,
food for combinations came as a package as well.
right.
You know, so I enjoyed that era. Didn't like that everybody heard me when I sat down, walked
Yeah,
by.
that's a swish squash.
Yeah.
Swish, 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 swish. Yes.
But outside of that, I was a fan, you know.
Mhm.
A lot of zippers, gotta say.
Yeah,
Uh
I mean, there are slanted ones on the top and then
yeah.
side ones down lower, and then in the yeah, there's a lot of little doodads. A lot of
Yeah, I'm just thinking about that now. Like, I like some of them just serve. I had zippers like for my calves. I'm like, I don't even know what this does. Like, it
oh,
just,
that zipped up your leg?
yeah, they like zipped up my leg, but only up to my calf. Like, I needed air. I didn't
I
like.
don't know.
I don't get it. But it was a cool time, you know.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, don't know if I'd ever go back to that. I'm happy with the Dickies look.
Yeah, no, you
Yeah,
seem to have settled on a
yeah.
thing.
I got my uniform. I think this is it for life. I might do more colors, but I
That's
don't know.
good.
I found my
Good for
brand.
you.
I feel comfortable.
Well, congrats for muscling through that discussion.
Thank you.
I
It was a
know.
challenge,
Yeah.
but we made it.
Yeah, I'm sure it was very tough. So, I'm sure it was cuz you're probably going to have some version of that conversation like for a while.
Yeah. I know he's been asking to have the sex talk.
What do you mean asking to have?
Like he's like, when are we gonna have the talk?
S Gastor,
But
you
he
haven't
didn't
had
ask me. He asked Gabby.
okay. But
So
y'all
that's
haven't
not on.
had the talk with him yet?
No. I'm still waiting for my talk. I never got the talk.
Oh, shit.
Never got the talk. Not one time.
Really?
Nope. I
Oh.
the first time that me and my parents discussed sex was my dad telling me, "Yo, I can't believe you having a baby." Like that was like straight up. He like, "You
Well,
for real?"
Pops, if maybe we wouldn't be here if I had a talk.
Straight up. Never had to talk. Not one time. Yeah, I don't think my siblings got to talk. I definitely know I didn't get to talk. But he asked like about a month ago. So like we say, yeah, we want to have it soon. Let's just like Gabby, I think wants to just get into the mental space for that.
If he's asking you, that means he's already been given horrible information. Are you
Yeah,
kidding?
yeah.
He's been floating along on some information that was told to him, I'm guessing probably 2 years ago. And he's like, 2 to 3 years ago, and he's like, "Yeah, sure, that sounds right." And so that's where he's going, and he probably was in a conversation, and he said a thing, and everyone was like, "What?" And he's like, "Ah, nothing, I'm just playing." But in the back of his head, he's like, "I need somebody to tell me what the fuck is going on." They got me out here looking foolish. And then he came back and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna need that talk."
Real talk. Hey man, I'm here for it,
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, so he's already been dealing with the consequences of not knowing anything before,
Listen,
because otherwise, I mean, he's inquisitive, but what is sex inquisitive? Nah. Who
not
is?
not to me. Like I think Gabby gets all the awkward stuff.
Mhm.
Like
And then you gotta
he'll ask me about like real estate and shit. Like,
what?
he's like, yo, like how do tenants work and shit like that. That's what we getting tight. I'm like, I don't get none of the fun questions. I get like, yeah, I want to talk to you about the thing that stresses me out. But yeah, no, I don't get none of that cool shit. Gabby gets all of that and then tells me about it later.
Uh-huh.
Just so that like, I'm abreast of what like my kids are dealing with. But
Sure.
yeah, no, I don't get none of those talks.
That's very funny. No, my
Yeah.
mother let us know as soon as possible. Like she
Really?
told us all kind of books. We had books. We had one book that was just like about where babies come from, and there was this artwork, and it was all like watercolor paintings. The artwork in this book
Okay.
of a couple, a married couple, I guess, having coitus, and but it wasn't like graphic, because it's for children.
Okay.
So it's and then the woman giving birth and blah blah blah. It wasn't. I'd say it wasn't graphic, but I bet if I look back on it as a repressed person, I'd be like, holy shit. But I mean, to me, I'm just like, oh, this is what this is. Cause my mother was very, oh, like, here is how this works. This goes
Right.
here. This is what happens. This grows. And then you got to get it out of there this way. She gave us all the arrows and the directions and all kinds of stuff. Cause I remember some kids being at our house to play and they saw that book and they were like, looking at it and they were like teasing me about it and like blah blah blah, and then a couple of them later just like, I can't come over anymore because you guys had that book and I was
Wow.
just like, I mean, all right, stay dumb, I guess, but but I mean, like, at the time she told us.
Yeah, I love that you was like in the Matrix. You was like, I mean, if you want to stay plugged in, you know what I mean?
You don't want to know. I guess that's on you. But she told us so early that I was just like, okay, bet, word, got it. But what's going on? She told us about that before puberty. And I was like,
Wow.
that's all a lovely story, but what the fuck is going on with me like right now? And then we got into the puberty part.
Yeah.
But it was she gave us that and I think she worked maybe as a nurse or something. So she was using, technical terms. She just wanted us to know. But in wanting us to know, that also meant that she wanted us to come to her with any
Yeah.
questions or anything like that. So she was constantly checking in, like, hey, y'all got any sex questions? And I'm like, no, I don't know.
Why are you so excited about this
Yeah,
combo, ma?
please stop. Okay. Now it's getting a bit much. I'm sorry that I don't have gossip for you, but I got nothing. I got nothing,
I know I
Um,
got banned from the talks for a little bit. Like, because I know when I know I think when Michaela was like 5, she asked me where babies come from, and like
uh-huh.
I was getting ready to leave for work.
Mhm.
So like I explained it, but like too fast, So I, like I hit the points. I was like, yeah,
Right.
I'm like, mom and dad get together, uh, and it ends, the baby is in your mom, and it comes out through your vagina. Most of the times, sometimes they can't fit. So like they gotta cut the mom open like they did,
God.
So like I said all that. I was
Uh-huh.
like, and they gotta cut the mom open like they did with your cousin. And then like I left. And
Oh
then
my
like
God.
Gabby
Gastor.
called me and like Michaela was like crying. She was like, they cut Thea, they cut Thea off. She's like, yeah, you can't talk to these kids by yourself. I was like, I thought I gave it to Jada.
Oh, no, you can't talk to these kids by yourself.
I was just dropping the facts. Like
Hey, man, she
yeah,
asked a question. I was just giving her,
yeah. I gave her extra. I was like, yo, here's some,
I gave her some
fun fact.
context. I gave her
Yeah,
context, it's not so bad. It happened to your aunt. What?
yeah. Like fun fact, she's still out here. But yeah, she was like crying apparently that like her aunt was like cut open or something.
Yeah,
And
that's a little traumatizing to drop on someone as you're putting on your work shoes. Like,
straight up.
that's
Like, yo, crazy out there. And I just
yeah.
bounced.
Right. Oh, man.
I'm working on it, yo. I'll nail all these songs. I'm trying my best. Okay,
I
I've gotten
know.
better, but
Yeah. That one, I mean, starting with pajama pants, that's a great start.
yeah, I've come a
That's a
long way.
Yes, absolutely.
Real talk. I knew I messed that one up. Like when I got in the car, I was like, I feel like I rushed that. And I wanted to like, I was like, when I get back, I'll touch on some more. But like, it couldn't wait. Gabby called me like 10 minutes into my drive to work. She's like, yo,
Mhm.
Michaela's over here crying. She said like her aunt got cut open. What did you say? And I was like, I told her that's how her cousin was born. They cut up. And I was like, I don't know. I thought I said the right thing. And she's like, consoling my kid. She ain't go to preschool that day. It was crazy. Uh,
Oh my god.
oh man, I'm trying out here, people.
I mean, yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It takes a village, everybody. It takes a village.
Let's get into the news.
Oh my god.
Asteroid that passes nearby could hit the Earth in the future. There's a 1 in 2,700 chance that the Bennu asteroid could hit Earth by 2182. That's right, an asteroid NASA's been tracking for nearly 25 years could impact Earth in the future. First discovered in 1999, Bennu, the near Earth asteroid, could possibly drift into the planet's orbit and could hit the planet by September of 2182. Bennu passes near Earth every 6 years and has had 3 close encounters with Earth in 99, 2005, and 2011. There is a 1 in 2,700 chance that Bennu could hit Earth by 2182. In October of 2020, the OSIRIS-REx, an acronym for Origins Spectral Interpretation, Resources Identification, and Security Regoliath Explorer, briefly touched the surface of Bennu, collected a sample, then propelled off the asteroid.
Oh, that
Uh,
was rude.
Yo, real talk. Scrapping off some pieces of this thing, man. Uh, the first asteroid sample collected in space from Osiris Rex lands on Earth on Sunday, crashing down in Utah. This is pure, untainted material revealing early solar system secrets. A long shot discovery would be finding biological molecules and even a precursor molecules for life. Wow.
Okay. So, I mean, I don't know. That seems a bit. That seems a ways away. You know,
Right?
like I'm not going to worry just because it is 2180. Like, all right, sure. But for anyone of you who might have children, who then have children, who then have children, I feel like that might 100 years. That might be right. Yeah. Um. So your great grandkid. I don't know. I don't know math, but I don't know. Leave something in a time capsule for him. Let him know. Hey, heads up. We were talking about this stuff back in the day.
Yo.
So about 2180. Start handling your affairs.
So I did the
Start.
math. It's 159 years.
Yeah.
It's not
Okay.
that
Yeah.
far.
Just start wrapping it up. If you're still around, just tie up some loose ends. But also, what state will Earth be in by then? Like, it's
Oh.
not looking good. I don't know, and let me see if this was one of the stories. No, I don't know if you saw that, we are close to peak, humans or something?
Oh yeah, I was
Humanity?
hearing about that. We hit like the max we could have.
Uh, we are we are close to it. Like, I think they're saying maybe 2080?
So does
Is
that mean
pro
we're gonna start dropping in numbers? Like, are
Yeah,
we gonna
drop
start
like,
like
humanity will, like, start dropping after 2080.
yo, our stock is dropping, baby?
Yeah, or that it's already maybe we've already been kind of dropping a little bit, like, we reached our peak a couple of years ago, and we've been I
It's a
mean,
lot of people.
there are a lot of people, and ugh, like, maybe. Maybe,
I
you know
ain't
what I
mad at
mean?
it.
Like, everything I is nothing looks good right now. Not like there doesn't seem to be anything happening on the planet right now where I'm like, "Okay, well, there's room for growth." No. I feel like we got it all. I feel like we paved the whole planet. We did it. We paved
That's it.
all of it, and there's a
Everything's been discovered.
oh, yep, and we've put a Starbucks there. We stamped it, and it's done. There's nothing left.
You know what
Um,
made me think of that recently? Actually, that like
hmm,
I was watching a baseball documentary about the Chicago White Sox. Pardon me.
mhm.
And like they talked about that moment when disco died, and like they were like burning records at the
Yes.
stadium.
Yeah, yeah.
And then like pivoted to rock and roll. And then we obviously been like we're like the hip hop and R&B pivoting out of rock being like the
Mhm.
hot genre. Right now we're I think would be Latin music, and like would be the cool music now that like is most popular. But like I
Uh,
couldn't figure out like I thought that by now there would be a new genre of music that I hate that
mm,
young people like.
mm.
Because every other
Um,
era has that, right? Like you got like swing or like disco, rock.
it's I mean, I possibly, there's I guess maybe there might be just it's hard because right now you're already going to start not liking things because
Right,
you're the age that you are.
right.
Which is to say right now is when things start to not necessarily new stuff starts to not make sense to you.
Yeah,
So that's part of it. I mean, the disco sucks thing was racially motivated.
yeah. It was ugly.
Absolutely. It was racially motivated. So there's that. But because also disco is never stopped. It's got different names and house music and all that kind of, but it
You still
continued.
dancing. Hell yeah.
Yeah, people still dancing, people still listen to rock. I mean, swing was just a type of jazz. Like there's still like the basic things. Hip hop feels like rapping kind of feels like it was the last new, like, invention, and then other things feel like they kinda come from that. So, I don't know. Who knows what's left to explore? I mean, other than if you're doing like, if you're taking genres and combining them and coming
Right.
up with something from that. So that is probably happening with rock and hip hop in a way that it we think it happened before, but it did not. What it was rock music played and
While
someone
people rap.
rapped awkwardly over it. And then we're like, look at this fusion. And I'm like, this isn't fusion. This is Run DMC and Aerosmith doing an Aerosmith cover. So they can't even rhyme their own shit over it. They have to rhyme the Aerosmith, like, and that will get you to pay attention. So no, that's not, it can be blended in other ways. And now it really feels like more of a blend. So it feels like the rock that we're getting is not the kind of rock that we've heard cycled through before. It
Yeah.
feels a bit more mellow, and then the rap itself, it feels a bit more musical, and it's blending in such a way that's different from previous rap rock type things. Um, and maybe something will come of that, some sort of collage type stuff, but I don't know. I honestly forgot the question, but yeah, like,
You know, you
I
talked
forgot
about
how we
like
got
rap,
here.
rap and rock collabos that like I as I've publicly come out as a Puffy fan. I got a lot of criticism last week, a lot of
Yes,
DMs,
right. Yep.
a lot of DMs. But even I acknowledge, Puffy has a level of hubris that is second to none.
Sure.
I knew, even though I don't think he knew, but I knew he went too far. Specifically when he collabed for a rock record that, like, I was like, yo, this is ego. Every time I hear "Come with Me," I
Oh, the Led Zeppelin one.
yeah, like
Look,
that Godzilla movie single.
yeah. Let me tell you something. That song, "Kashmir" by Led Zeppelin, goes so hard. I
Yeah,
love that song, and you can take out elements of that song and sample like some parts of it and do something with it and make something very interesting. Diddy never really took out a thing and made it interesting. He just played like he took a set, like, all right, this is the chorus part of it, or this is this part, and we're just going to loop that, and then we're going to rhyme over that. He didn't take. There's not much I can think of that he oversaw where it was a tweak in any way. Like it was just basically like, this is that. Um, and then we'll put some shuffling drums on it. So that he just kind of let it play a little bit.
hmm
And I was like, oh, this deserves better. Like this deserves someone who really knows that can take this little part and do a thing with it. But
real
he just,
talk.
I mean, that said, anytime I come across that, I'm just like, I'm just gonna go listen to the Led Zeppelin song. Like, I don't need this. This is not the way this hits hardest. Like,
I knew he went too far because it was like like there's a lyric in it that I was like, man, you ain't even trying, my G.
oh,
Like,
I don't even listen to his lyrics or
oh,
whoever is around him. So, I mean, if he wrote them himself, I'm always just listening to the music and then whoever is on the song with him because his stuff.
yo,
Don't get me wrong. I write checks is funny, but
that's yeah. I vibe with
well,
most
who
of this
wrote
stuff.
that? Was that Loon? Did Loon write that
Yeah,
one? Like I like the work of Loon. So
I definitely didn't like this. I was like, yo, you went too far, my G. But he like, there's like a 2-bar thing where he goes like, I'm gonna fight you, I'll fucking bite you. And like, I was like, man, like
oh.
this
Oh,
is
because he's speaking as Godzilla?
straight up. He's like, I can't stand nobody like you. Those are the bars.
Well,
And
yeah,
I
we
was like,
don't go to
man,
him for bars.
yeah, this
Yeah,
ain't it, my G.
that was a poor use of that song, but that the Led Zeppelin Kashmir is fantastic, but yikes, that is a poor use. Also, and here's a thing that I noticed, and this has been changing. I maybe this is for the better, but when um black people reference rock music for years and years, it
Okay.
was, and they're just like, "Ah, I'm gonna put some rock on this. We're gonna this some rock." It always sounded to me to be like the most terrible rock, like horrible rock music, like generic terrible rock music. And I'm like, oh, boo. And I'm like, there's other things out there that you could like for. Okay, I don't know if anyone remembers. Does anyone remember Party Like a Rock Star? Who was behind that? Was that fucking. But that's the Party Like a Rock Star part, right? And it had like a little guitar. And then at the end of the chorus, it'd go totally dude, which I believe isn't that the Ninja Turtle? So I don't even know what that, but that's just like, and like when a parody of how white people into rock sound, right? So black folks, it felt like black rappers were always like, this is rock. This is what I
Yo,
think rock is based on my parody of the white dude that I'm in class with who's always talking about rock. This is what he sounds like to me. And that's funny, but I don't build a song on that. You know
yeah,
what I
nah,
mean?
it's
Like
not
there
the
are so
move.
many other interesting things. And it got better, you know, like it did. I remember Most Def had the song about rock and roll and how, you know, black people did rock and roll and whatnot. And then it goes into a rock breakdown. That's just
Oh
such kind
yeah,
of a generic, like kind of punk, like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, all right, I get your point. And I was
Black
like,
Jack Johnson.
yeah, yes, yes. And I was just like, this is a little generic in the rock. It's for me lacking in the rock section.
Yeah, I mean,
But I just saw a clip of him performing with oh, I've never said this band's name out live. Is it out loud? Kurung I don't even know how to spell it because I'm now looking up how to spell it.
by the way,
Um
Party Like a Rock Star, by the Shop Boys of Atlanta.
Yes. Yeah, I knew because I remember when they were going to shoot that video, they were scouting for people in a restaurant. And I was in line at that restaurant and they're like, "Hey, you want to be in a video? We'll party like a rock star." And I was like, "No, thank you. I just want my pasta." No, I do not. I wasn't even curious.
Never been more certain in my life. I'm good.
Yeah. Uh
Good luck.
Krang Bin Krungbin? I don't know how you say it. This band, but it's a three-piece. And they do you know, kind of a groove, a little bit of jazz and rock or whatever. And so I saw a clip on Instagram of most Yasin Bey rhyming along with the song that they, you know, they're doing the music and he's rhyming along, and I'm like, see, he got there. More
Okay.
interesting.
Yeah.
Did it take 25 years? Sure, but we all gotta grow. We all gotta grow.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
and so, like, I know it's there, you know, and that's the thing. Like right now, I'll click on someone, and I'll read a description of someone, and they're like, "Oh, his rap style is like blah 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 blah," and I'm like, "Well, that just sounds like singing, like it's a band." And I look it up, and I'm like, "Yeah, he's kind of just singing. He's just in a rock band, but because it's a black guy, you just assume he's rapping." Cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and so, yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out, but who knows? I mean, like, you have to when it comes to new stuff, you, like, have to make yourself kinda listen to something, and
Yeah.
you know, to new stuff, and something will jump out at you that may remind you of another thing and, you know, or you like what it is they're doing, but, you know, it's not all gonna be good. If there's something that's popping right now, give it, like, 6 years.
Yeah. It's got to have some staying power.
It's got yeah, I need to like I am just now ready to make the decision to see what this Doja Cat is all about. How long that bitch been around? I watched an early video early on and I was like, "Oh, okay, she's just kind of goofy." And then but the song didn't catch me, so I just let it go. And she's like the biggest thing going and I'm like, "That goofy bitch that I watched like 4 years ago?" But I'm close now. I might see what's going on with her. And I'm okay with that. I don't need to be on top. I no longer need to be on top of every new thing. And that's great. It releases so much anxiety that I used to have to know what was happening right away. Now I'm just like, whatever. I'll get to it when I get to it. It crosses my desk. I put a pin in it, and I get to. If it's 6 years later, it's 6 years later.
Yo,
So
still
be
a
it.
good. It's new to you.
Yeah, it's new to me. If that's let's see how the staying power is. Like if I'm like, hey, this was kind of good, great,
Yeah.
then you might have done something that's timeless. But if I listen to something that I'm like, this sounds like 2017, then that's where it should stay.
Basically.
Yeah. Wow, I used a lot of words right then, and I really don't even remember how we got there or why.
Hey,
but
if you would like to make a Shop Boys Doja Cat rock mixtape for Shalewa, all you gotta do is like, subscribe to the show, baby. If you an Apple or Spotify listener, whatever.
Do that, y'all. Someone out there do that.
Real talk, make a little Spotify playlist. You know what I mean? If you're an Apple or Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You don't think those songs go together. Admittedly,
they
you might have a point. Yeah.
But 5 stars, you hear it. That's the thing. There are people, you hear it. And if you can hear it, I'm your people. Because I can hear things going together too. I'm just too lazy to learn how to DJ. But I hear it.
Word up. 5 stars, you're going to be opening up Serato.
Yep.
And DJing some weird mix of those records.
Yep.
You know?
Send it to me. Send it to me.
If you have any articles you want us to cover, even though we might not get to them, please send them.
I know. We got to 1, I think. We got to 1. Oh, we got here from the asteroid. That's how we got here. We had 3 things lined up. We didn't get past the asteroid, and now I'm asking for mixtapes. What happened? I blacked out there for a second. What happened?
Oh, man. DM us directly, even though we'll probably ignore it, on Twitter or Instagram, at Silky Jumbo, at Gastor Almonte. I promise you, we actually do try to get to them.
Yeah, I will give you a heart or a smiley face. I'm not being glib. I really did look at them. And I really did. I had a reaction like, oh, that's funny. Oh, no, blah, blah. I am. I can't write back. I'm bad at it.
With all that said, I am the, admittedly, gonna try to make a rock record later today, Gastor Almonte. With the soon to be tortured by said rock record, Shalewa Sharpe.
Looking forward to it.
It's gonna be fire. I got the Pro Tools open.
All right. You know? As long as it's as good as whatever this Doja Cat person is, I'm getting ready to listen to.
It's at least gonna be as good as Come With Me. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. At the very least, you don't have to match Cashmere. Just match Come With Me.
Come With Me. I could do that. You know.
Yeah.
This has been. You probably need to start taking Adderall episode of catch y'all next time. Peace.